Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids, and in today's video, let me show you my team here for brutal difficulty of Hydra that I've been using for rotation 6. Excellent. There is a little bit of luck here at the start of this run because we are reliant on landing Provoke from Nekmothar on the Head of Decay. But let me show you this team. We're going to be targeting Head of Mischief. Here comes Turvold, and he is smacking and doing a heck of a lot of damage. Awesome stuff. So, yeah, I'll show you this team. We're not going to watch the full run because this can be a very, very, very long run. But I will basically explain to you the ideas, the concepts, and what is going on. So, of course, in the lead, we have Nekmothar. He is bringing in a speed aura, increase speed for us, decrease speed and leech on the enemy, and decrease attack. Amazing. And like I said, he is in a provoke set as well, right? He's going so quickly, and his attacks are all AoE, so he's a great one and his passive gives him turn meter too. He's a great one for getting those provokes out there. And because he is in the lead, he keeps getting boosted up by Inquisitor Shamail, cycling through those turns. It just gives him lots of attacks, and hopefully it's going to be enough to add up to him keeping that provoke up pretty consistently. It does, there it is, the provoke is back up, right? It does have an element of randomness. This is probably the biggest area where this team can go wrong. I think the provoke set is a 30% chance to provoke per hit. And he will typically get off enough hits, but you can certainly get unlucky and it won't work. It can happen. He could land like 5, 10 hits in a row and no provoke happens. It is a possibility. It's annoying. It is frustrating, but there you go. Who else do we have in here? We've got Ugo. Ugo's coming in for our decreased defense, so we can do damage, and the block buffs. She also brings some healing and cleansing. That's not super important. I will say, as you can see, this heal reduction typically will affect Nekmothar, right? Because he is the fastest, and wait till we see some of these hits coming out here now. Because Nekmo is taking the most turns, he is going to be dropping these buffs. Like right now, he doesn't have any defensive buffs on him at all, right? So he's typically the squishiest, and he will get affected by that. So the heal reduction, removal from Ugo is actually kind of nifty. We also have got Mithrala who can cleanse that off as well. And yeah, Mithrala is just amazing for actually doing Hydra. Let's see, no decreased defense out. It's an okay hit. Let's see if Ugo comes around. No decreased defense out yet. That's fine. Hopefully we get a decreased defense hit in here. Not looking super likely, unfortunately. We'll see. Yeah, Mithrala, she's providing us with Hex, AoE, increase attack and increase defense, strengthen, shielding. She puts out poisons. She is giving us so much stuff. It is fantastic. A really great member for this team. In particular, the Hex is going to do an absurd amount of damage. It's one of the things. Look at that. Ooh, 700k hits. There was no decreased defense. There was no decreased defense, and Turvold just did 1.5 million damage to that head, and then the Hex replicated 10%. That's an extra 30% of that damage to all the other heads as well. Pretty juicy stuff, if I do say so myself. Let's actually target down Head of Wrath next. I'm just a bit wary of targeting the Head of Decay because we could fill up his bar with poisons. Here comes Turvold. I absolutely love Turvold. He is one of my favorite champs in this game. He is just amazing. Yeah, actually, we're good. We are good to target Wrath. There's one thing we got to watch out for here, actually, and I'll explain it in a second. We might actually get the cleanse. Let's see. Can we get the provoke? We might get our first cleanse. Nope, there's the provoke. We're all good. Boom, Juggernaut hits. Turvold is in for damage, right? And that big, massive single target damage he does is just so potent when we combine it with Hex in particular. It's such a good combo. What else do we have going on here? Lanicus. That was the thing I said we do have to watch out for here. Lanicus is doing a bunch of things for us. She brings us ally attack, buff extension, so keeping these buffs up all the time. And she's also bringing us a turn meter boost with that move as well. So there's a lot going on with her ally attack move. We've turned off her A3. We don't want her to do it because the other thing she does when she crits, we've built her with 100% crit rate. When she crits with her A1, she gives herself continuous heal. So we've built her with high speed and high resistance, and she is actually functioning as our Mischief tank. Now, we have to be careful here. I'm targeting Wrath, okay? But we don't have Mischief out. That is something to watch out for because if she weak hits, she's not going to crit, and she's not going to get... You can see, again, no decreased defense and how hard we're hitting there at Turvold. She's not going to get the Not going to get those buffs, and she's going to fail to mischief tank, so that can sort of disrupt your team comp, disrupt your plan. Okay, this is good. He has a lot of turn meter, but we might get a big hit in. I don't think Turvold has his A3 ready, unfortunately. Here's Turvold's A1, though. Look at those A1s. 360k per hit. Pretty spicy stuff. I like it a lot. Here, oh, never mind. Here we go. Oh no, it's just his A1, but man, 400k per hit with that A1, just chunking into this decapitated head. It's something I really like about this team comp. We click the weakest head, we click the one we want to kill, and we just leave it. They're going to smack it all the way through while it's being decapitated, and then we come back in and we can switch to a new target when a new head comes in. Oh, look at that. Oh, there's some juicy hits right there. Absolutely beautiful. We're doing almost 1 million damage per turn here on Brutal, which is pretty nice. Right, let's target down this decapitated head right now. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's keep targeting it. We might switch around a little bit. The perfect scenario for us is actually this Head of Mischief and Head of Torment. The two of those coming in is just fantastic. One sneaky thing here, I didn't mention about Turvold. We'll talk about it when we get to the build section, but Turvold, as you hopefully might have noticed, he does have Heaven Cast. He actually has the Heaven Cast blessing, which lets him ignore a portion of the target's resistance with his A1 ability. Intriguing. It also gives him some nice attacking stats like bonus attack. I think crit damage as well at 2 and 4 star, which is awesome. I think I have him 2-star awakened only, so it's not super strong, but it's something. But the reason is his A1 brings Weaken, which is something that we otherwise lack in this team composition. We don't have Weaken. There goes the Juggernaut. Again, huge amount of damage coming out. Here we go. Let's actually finish this head off now. Actually, no, you know what? We can target Mischief at this point, at least for a little bit, while he has Hex on. Unfortunately, that Hex is going to fall off. I think he's going to eat Turvold, so this could be a little bit scary at this point, and we've used our ally attack already, but we should have enough damage to chunk through Mischief. Look at Mischief's health bar just deplete. That is the power of Mithrala and these ally attacks and, well, Turvold, really. That's what it's the power of. So I'm pretty confident we should hopefully kill this head off before anything happens. There's the Hex. Let's see. We do need to get perhaps a little bit lucky to land this provoke. We're coming up to the 1 key damage at this point, though, guys. I didn't mention much about Shamael. Shamael is actually in here simply to make us immune to the Fear Head, and he turns the Fear Head into just massive amounts of turn meter and consistency with provoke set for Nekmothar. He's just absolutely fantastic. Actually, at this point, let's see if we can kill this head, because I don't want him to get the cleanse off. There we go. He's dead. Now we can target this guy down. Make sure he goes down. And yeah, we don't have a reviver with this team, but as you can see, for the most part, we get away with it. This is going to be one of the bigger smacks coming in. This one is going to hurt a little bit, so we need to have enough defensive stats. But honestly, with Mithrala protecting, we should mostly be fine. Look, the hits come in. We do have a Guardian set on Shamael, and he's built tanky to keep us alive. We could build him with damage alternatively, and it should work pretty well. All right, I think we can... You know what? Let's keep targeting Mischief. One fun thing which can get you a lot of damage out for free. Okay, perfect. We've actually got the Head of Torment out. That's exactly what we want to see. That's a scary hit. You can see the increased attack. Turvold came in with very few defensive buffs. One of the scariest moments. We have the 3% chance right there from Mischief actually steals the buffs off of her. So now Mischief is going to start targeting random people, which is bad. But c'est la vie. There's the Weaken from Turvold, and this Head of Mischief should die very quickly. And yeah, it's actually just going to give us a ton of turn meter. Turvold misses his crit because he doesn't have the crit buff. Yeah, we'll keep going for a second here until we get that 1 key damage. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, this head. Mischief is not long for this world. He's going down any second now. Shamael actually pretty good as well for wearing down this head. Look at this. I think we might even kill Mischief. Look at the health bar ticking just from the counter attacks on his A1. But yeah, I love this team. We don't have a reviver. We don't have, you know... People really discount Turvold and how strong he is. Remember, this is Brutal. We're not bringing in a Chrysia or Royal Guard. It's our boy Turvold. He is the man who is doing the work, making magic happen. And he's a sight to behold. It is glorious. We're missing Hex on this guy because of the Poison Cloud, sadly. But that's all good. Should be coming in for the 1 key now. Weak hit, unfortunately, so no decreased speed. Didn't proc the Weaken, so we're not going to get too much damage against this decapitated head, but that's okay. The ally attack, will it bring in Turvold? Nope, not this time. We'll pause it when we get to 30 million. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So here we go. We're about to lock in that one key. And let me double check. Excellent. Excellent. I'll show you the damage I did with this last week so we can see the full damage right there. Okay, cool. Let me actually throw in the pause. Fantastic. All right, if we jump over here, this is actually recording from last week. So I recorded this right before they put in that nerf to Hydra where they made Decay super OP. So I had this video prepared for you guys for like at the start of the week, and we had to sort of postpone it to now. I do have my hard Hydra team video up as well, but yeah, I record it on my phone and you can sort of see how it's going. But this fight, it just sort of goes on and on and on, and we keep on going. Look at this, we're reaching 100 million. Hang on, let me jump over here. Recording on my phone, we had to split it into different recordings. Unfortunately, there you go, 1st of April, just to prove this was almost a week ago. We come on through, we're smacking on through. Look at this damage, guys, and boom, there you go. This is what I did last week. It took about 50 minutes. We did 116 million damage on brutal difficulty. And you can see the damage breakdown here. Nekmothar getting boosted by Shamail and with the Brimstone. A respectable 13 million, not bad. Turvold, the absolute beast, with 48 million damage. He one-chested it just by himself. Mithrala doing 26 million. If you put her with War Master, she'd be doing a good chunk more. Really, where most of this damage is coming from is replicating everyone else's damage, everyone else's War Master procs, the Turvold damage especially, through her Hex debuff, which is really good. Lanicus, not really doing damage, but extending the buffs and giving us ally protection. And Mischief tanking works really well. We've got speed from Nekmothar, and we've increased attack from Mithrala, so that's how Turvold self-buffs don't make him the target for Mischief, which is good. Ugo, again, really not bringing any damage, but the utility of the block buffs and that decreased attack. Decreased defense, derp. And then Shamail, again, actually putting out some reasonable damage and just protecting the team with that Guardian set. So there you go. If we end this battle right here, do I want to finish the battle? Yes, I do. This run took us 10 minutes to 1 key here today, and we can see similar damage numbers. So this is your 1 key, 10-minute run. Turvold with 14 million, Mithrala with 6, Shamail with 4 million. These guys not doing much, and Nekmo putting out a little bit. I'm going to regroup this one because I want to keep my options open for more Hydra videos during the week. It's sort of a downside, right? I leave stuff open to do potential videos, and sometimes it gets in the way. I don't think recently used is going to show up here, so we'll have to pick these guys out. No, it's not gonna. Okay, that's totally fine. But let me show you how I've built all of these champions. First of all, let's look at Turvold. By the way, if you've enjoyed this video and you like seeing these Hydra teams, give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe. Stick around for more. But yeah, Turvold, I love him. I'm even using him a bit in live arena as well. I wish I had a Necret, which is the most disgusting combo. With total stats for Turvold, I have him at 6.6k attack, 200 speed, 72% crit rate, 255% crit damage. I do have him with a bit of accuracy, and as you saw, he actually does, even on Brutal, even with this low amount of accuracy, with Heaven Cast, right? With this Blessing, ignoring 5% of the target's resistance, and this is going to improve a lot with higher ranks here, he actually does land the weaken pretty well. Which is great. So yeah, I think one difference between the Turvolds you might be seeing being built for Arena and my Turvold, his attack is going to be quite a bit lower than those Turvolds, and even his crit damage, but we are building with high enough speed. I think this speed is important for Hydra. I would be looking to get him around 200 speed. The Arena Turvolds you're often seeing being built with like 130 speed or something. Like, they're very slow. We don't want to do that for Hydra, unfortunately. You could switch him into like speed boots and then put him into attack boots for Arena. That might work out. You just want it to be reasonably fast. Remember, he is going to have increased speed up all the time. You want him to be quick. If he's too slow, he's going to end up probably being targeted by Mischief. Like, that could get a bit awkward. And you just want to get lots of hits in against those decapitated heads. So yeah, I'd recommend a good speed, but I haven't experimented crazy much with it, to be honest. And obviously, once we start getting these area bonuses, you could crank a lot of extra speed out from that as well. He is in Savage and Cruel. And for his masteries, we do have him going down into Helm Smasher. I was running him with War Master before. I think Helm Smasher is better. We've got Methodical. Fairly straightforward stuff. We've got him with counterattack masteries, boosting his damage with his A1. But we don't, again, for Arena, kill streak is really good. We don't have him with kill streak. We have him with methodical for Hydra. So it's a bit more of a Hydra focused build. Honestly, though, you could have him in an arena focused build and he's still going to be a baller for Hydra. He's still going to smash. So it's sort of up to you. This is sort of how I have him set up, though. Nekmothar, he is coming in. He's slightly better stats than in the example run that did 116 million because I've started ascending his gear. I don't think he's rolled much, though, in these awakenings. Yeah, he got like 2% attack, 2% HP for our example today, basically where he was at. He is coming in. 65k HP. You do want him to be pretty tanky because he's going to take so many turns. He's going to be vulnerable. So watch out for that. 257 speed. 337 accuracy. I'd love to get that a little bit higher, actually, for Brutal. It's a little bit low, but that's all right. He is in Provoke set. So the Provoke set, this is what lets him lock down that Head of Decay. And yeah, at this speed, with his speed aura, with Shamail, very consistent. Probably the biggest place where this run can fail is when you have, you don't get Head of Torment spawn in, and then you get Head of Decay spawn in, and you've got to get through a full Head of Decay, and there's not going to be any Torment for it at all. And at that point, sometimes the Provoke is going to miss, and you can get a Cleanse at a bad time, and that's where you could maybe run into failure. But for the most part, it's super consistent, especially in these rotations where he starts out Brimstone for damage, and for his masteries, really War Master and extending his buffs, extending his debuffs, and that's basically it. Actually, I suppose with Swarm Smiter, he does have enough accuracy for Brutal. Aha, I'm not an idiot after all. I planned it all along. Where's Mithrala? Mithrala up next. So Mithrala is mostly built for Arena, so Stone Skin, 2 set of Perception. So she is coming in with 71k HP, 3k defense, 251 speed, 300 resist, 591 accuracy. So she's got about, what is that? She's got about 900 resistance altogether. So that's pretty awesome. She's just an amazing champion. Mithrala is so OP for both Arena and Hydra. You really want to put her in top tier gear. And she is built up like this. Honestly, we could probably put her into Defiant and improve parry. That might actually be a bit better. Yeah, that might be a bit better. It's sort of up to you. I do like her with Charge Focus, but it's probably not important, actually. Yeah, if I was redoing her, I might put her Defiant, improve parry, Rejuvenation, so I could get down still to the Shadow Heal. I really like Shadow Heal for Arena. I have her with Solidarity, more ally resistance. You could give her maybe Delay Death instead, and we have her with Cycle of Revenge. But yeah, extending her buffs, extending her debuffs. We have her bonus accuracy, which is going to help her land debuffs in Arena, and also give her resistance because of her passive. So that is how she is built up, which is nice. War Master, of course, is going to give you more damage for Hydra, but you don't need it, as you can see. Lanicus the Chosen, she is difficult to build. Okay, this is an intensive build. So she's in Reflex set, which is going to give her more ally attacks. And she is built with high speed, 250. She's built as tanky as I could get her, but it's kind of tough. And then 500 resistance. I think you get away slightly less for Brutal, maybe 490, 500 or so. You do want lots of resistance. You don't want those buffs being stolen from her. So yeah, that's what you need. High speed, high resistance, 100% crit rate, and then get her as tanky as you can. So you're going to be rocking things like a resistance chest with speed, crit rate gloves to get her the crit rate speed boots. That's why she's a bit squishy. We have her with a resistance banner with speed. And then we've got her with a couple of refresh accessories, just a small chance to get more ally attacks out. They're maybe not important. They're great if you've got good ones. These are only 5-star. So we might, we might be better off getting her ones to up her tankiness a bit more. And for her masteries, I actually haven't finished them, which I hadn't realized, but we're going all the way down here with just War Master. Why not, really? Not that important, to be honest. You could switch this one up if you wanted. And I, for example, probably get her Life Drinker instead of Single Out. And then just sort of more tankiness stuff over here. Extending her buffs is the main thing. That's going to give her more uptime on those continuous heals, give her a better chance to extend them, make her a more effective Mischief tank, and Cycle of Magic is nice for her as well. So that is how we're running with Lanicus. Who else do we have in this team? I've already forgotten. Ugo and Shamail, the 2 epics. Excellent. Okay, so which Ugo did I use? Did I use Tugo? I think I used Tugo. Yeah, we're using Tugo. On my account, as you guys know, I've got Ugo and I've got Tugo. Funny enough, Ugo 1 is my better Ugo. Ugo 2 is the one that got the awakening. Mistakes were made. So she's coming in War Master and obviously Sniper and extending her buffs, or debuffs, excuse me. She is in Relentless with Perception. I actually switched her speed boots, so she is 5 speed slower than she was before. So 231 speed. She's kind of slow. I'd like to get her faster, but it works fine. Accuracy and tanky. But her speed is a bit low, so we would love to crank that up. My Ugo is much better, 263 speed. So this, you can see this Ugo's in way better gear. Ugo is better than Tugo. Our relentless sets start to run low, I'm afraid. But yeah, that is her. And then for Shamail, where you're using Shamail number 1, who's in Guardian set. And he is coming in like so. So he is tanky, so he can survive with Guardian. Bit of speed, crit rate. He's just sort of there, honestly. The idea is protects the team a bit with Guardian set and just does this, essentially. You could definitely sort of tinker with this. You could bring in a high damage Shamail. That could totally work. Really good damage with Hex, so long as you can keep him alive. That could work. You could have a backup Mischief tank. You could build him a high resistance and like Blood Shield. And he could maybe back up Mischief tank a little bit when Lanicus gets devoured. That's a good option. Lots of stuff you can do. Got him with counterattack masteries, and we have him with War Master. You could put him with Giant Slayer if you wanted. He's going to do more damage. But the downside of Giant Slayer is that a lot of that extra damage, a lot of it will go to the head of the poison head, which is good. That's great. Kill it faster. Great. Bad news is it will put a lot of extra damage into the head of Torment, which is kind of bad. It just means you're going to kill your turn meter booster faster, effectively. Head of Torment is your best friend, you know? So I don't go with Giant Slayer for that reason. But sort of up to you, right? You could experiment with different sort of builds with him. Very flexible champion. But there you are, guys. That is the team. Like I said, 116 million damage here on Brutal. I'm very, very happy with. Turvold, smashing it. Thanks for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.